Next, AlanCoxShow.com, where you can watch live. Who's helping out back there today? Oh, Pearlie Chatsworth. Thanks so much for assisting us today. Cavaliers will play, well, they won last night by 2 points off tonight, and then they will head to Denver to play the Nuggets tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Sunday, we're doing the final Cox Out party right downtown at the Ivy for this year. Last Browns home game was Christmas Eve, and that weather screwed us up. So we're going to do a watch party this Sunday. Browns are in Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Be our first ever Cox Out away game. But it's your very last chance to get that trip to the Bahamas, courtesy of Bud Light. So if you've never joined me for one before, they're a lot of fun. We'll do 1 to 3 on Sunday afternoon at the Ivy, which is West 6th and Lakeside, right there at the end of the street. And last-ditch effort for you to get to the Bahamas, courtesy of Bud Light. Play a little bit of finger football. So it'll be a lot of fun. So the final Cox Out of the season is this Sunday at the Ivy from 1 to 3. You can go to WMMS.com for all the details.
It's not the Bahamas, but I made an impromptu Hawaii purchase yesterday.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I saw that on your story.
It's not a phrase you hear all that often.
I know. So United sent out this email, and so I pretty much exclusively fly United, unless it's like crazy expensive or I have to have 2 layovers or something like that. So I have the United credit card.
Stack your points with United.
Yes, I have the United credit card. I have their Mileage Plus membership, and I just hit Premier Gold status. So there's only 2 statuses above me with United.
Platinum and
Premier 1K.
Now, is that like the black card? I mean, Platinum is below that, right? Platinum's at the top, or no?
Premier 1K is the highest you can
Premier 1K.
So it goes...
gold is where you are.
You're just like a regular member. You're just like a United Mileage Plus member, and then it's silver, gold, platinum, Premier 1K.
Yep.
So I'm halfway between gold and platinum right now. So they sent out a email to everyone who is a gold or higher member, and they were like, hey, 1 day only, you can get tickets to Hawaii for 12,000 frequent flyer miles, which is like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
To fly my mom to Philly on 4 days' notice cost me like 30,000 frequent flyer miles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 12,000 miles one way, so 24,000 miles, and then you only have to pay taxes and fees. But you had to book it by the end of the day. That was the caveat. This is a 24-hour flash sale.
Mm-hmm.
So I text my sisters, and I was like, guys, you trying to go to Hawaii? Because we can go.
Are you trying to go to Hawaii? Because I bet we could go.
Because we could go for $11 a piece if you guys want to go. There was the 2 catches where you had to book by the end of yesterday, and you had to travel by March 5th. I was like, I have 1 week of availability between now and March 5th. If you guys can get these 7 days off, we can go to Hawaii for $33 total.
And if they can't, they're only out $11.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a non-refundable ticket.
Right.
But
they're only out $11.
But I would be out 24,000 miles, which is kind of annoying.
I see.
Kind of,
because you
but
cashed
I
them
did
in.
just look up a United calculator. Each mile is worth about 1.2 cents. So the 12,000 miles that you mentioned, it's about $144.
So still,
so like
to go
you're
for
killing it. You're ahead.
$175.
Yeah, you're way ahead on this transaction.
Great. So we were going back and forth like all day yesterday because my sister has a 2-year-old. And
what's the over-under on this trip never happening?
Oh, it's booked.
No, it's booked.
Like, we're going.
But for them, they're going to make it work.
My
you
younger
might go by
sister,
yourself.
If I go by myself, I'm still out.
Because they got to pay for a hotel.
Well,
it's like very expensive.
It is very expensive. So I told them, last time we went to Hawaii, the 3 of us, we stayed with my older sister's friend. She had like
you've all been before.
We went together in 2018.
Yeah.
All 3 of us went together. So it'll be 5 years later that we're all going.
She did naked mushrooms on the beach.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. So
the mushrooms are naked or you were?
Both.
Oh.
Actually, the mushrooms weren't naked. They were in chocolate.
They were actually wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
I was wrapped in nothing.
Yeah. That actually just came up on my memories not too long ago. It was like, today's the first day I was naked in public and the first day I did mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, they're related. So my sister reached out to her friend, and her friend was like, yeah, you guys can totally stay with me. Like, my boyfriend has a place. I can go I can go stay at his place for a couple days.
Oh,
you guys
beautiful.
can have my apartment. I know.
Oh.
So we're staying for free now too. So I was like, hey, the fact that combined we've spent $11 plus whatever we want to get when we're there. I was like, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get like a swanky hotel for the last 2 nights that we're there. So that way we still get that like luxury beach, pool, like spa treatment for just 2 days.
Yep.
And then everyone still is spending only like $500.
And think of all the OnlyFans content your sister's going to be able to shoot from Hawaii.
I specifically asked her, I was like, yo, you need like a place. Like, do we need to get 2 rooms? Or should we just make ourselves scarce? She's like, no, I'm probably not going to do
She can
that.
go on the bathroom. She should.
I was like, if we get like
She
a
should
balcony.
be taking some naked mushrooms on the beach.
We get like a balcony and you could like have the
Yeah.
Hawaiian paradise in the background.
That's right.
But yeah, it was like, it's probably the most, I used to do impulsive things like this all the time when I was drunk because I was hammered all the time. So I'm like, I'll go Hawaii and don't stop me. But now this is the most impulsive thing I've done in like years.
The air is so dewy sweet, you don't even have to lick the stamp.
But that's such a good deal that you really.
Well, and that's why I
good that you
texted
saw
them,
that,
and
yeah.
I was like, because I didn't get the email until like 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, we have like 10 hours to decide if we can make this happen or not. And basically the consensus from both my sisters were like, screw our families, we'll figure it out.
Right, and also that's if it's still available because I'm sure it was like until that time or they all sell out.
Right. Like, I don't know
could
if
have sold
it's
out. Yeah.
a limited number or whatever it was, but it was like,
and it's
only
not
available.
Southwest, so that's good too.
Right. It's United. So there isn't going to be that. But yeah, you're talking about going to the Bahamas, and I'm like, I made a very impulsive decision that I am incredibly happy with.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
you should be.
Yesterday.
That's
At
great.
that price point, yeah.
Dude, right?
My parents went to Hawaii years ago. I've
didn't
never
tell
been.
you,
I've
yeah.
never been. No, my mom took my dad.
Mhm.
He wanted to go to the Pearl Harbor Memorial because
Mm-hmm.
he's a vet and that whole thing. So, and I know that was like obviously later in life, but that was like such a huge. We didn't grow up traveling.
Neither
And so
did
it was
we.
yeah. So, but Gwen's been to Hawaii on a number of occasions.
It's incredible.
I've never been.
I can't believe that. Like, I know obviously we have states that don't feel like they're a part of the U.S., but Hawaii especially doesn't. Alaska probably doesn't feel like that. Hawaii doesn't feel like that. And I'm sure Puerto Rico.
Hawaii's also so much further away
It's
than
remote,
people
yeah, I know.
think.
Well,
but
you're
so is
closer,
Alaska.
You're close. No, in Hawaii, you're closer to Japan than you are to California. So, and that's the other thing is that it's a 6-hour time difference. So we're going back 6 hours. So sleeping in when we're in Hawaii is like 5 a.m. because it's 11 a.m. this time.
Yeah.
So, and we're only going for 6 days. Like that was the most we could get off. When really, when you're going that far of a time difference, you need to have at least like 10 days. And I'm like,
Really?
Can you sleep on a
I
plane?
mean, a week is a. I mean,
it takes your body like the last time we went, it took me like 2.5, 3 days to adjust to the time.
Really?
You're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning
no, I know. I mean, we
and
were,
you're trying to go to bed at 8 at night.
when
because,
we went to Paris. I mean, as soon as we got there, we slept for like 13 hours, but then we were fine.
yeah, I couldn't catch up last time. But so I was like, we're gonna have 2 days of jet lag, 2 days to enjoy ourselves, and then we're coming home. Like 3 days of jet
But you'll
lag.
be in
3 days.
Hawaii.
I know, I cannot wait. I'm
So-
so excited.
Yeah, it's better to be jet lag in Hawaii
Well,
than
because
on your regular time in Ohio.
they have there's a ton of like all day hikes you can do, and one of them is like famous. It's called the Road to Hana. We're going to Maui, and it's like a 10-hour thing, but you get to see like 8 different waterfalls. You go through a bamboo forest, and at the end of the hike, you end up above the clouds on a mountaintop. And they're like, hey,
Can they
we
just skip
recommend.
ahead to the end of the hike just so you can see
You
that?
probably could.
Yeah.
If you
I
go
don't
up
need no
there
10-hour
first
hike.
and come back.
10-hour
down.
hike is a lot of hike.
You're hiking up a mountain.
You don't
Yeah.
want a 10-hour hike.
So, well, it's like a 10-day excursion or 10-hour excursion for the whole day.
That's what they like to call it. It makes it sound fancy. It's an excursion. Same thing.
Yeah, you're gonna be gone and on your feet for
Because
10
you know,
hours.
like
Yes.
3 of those waterfalls are going to be underwhelming.
I hope not. I really hope
like,
not.
You're going to be like, all right, well, this one's really just like a kind of a big creek.
I follow.
An
But we were-
underwhelming waterfall.
But we were saying, like, since we'll already be jet lagged and awake at 5 a.m, like the first day we're there, we might as well do that because they recommend doing it as early as you can, so that way it's not 100 degrees when you're hiking.
Yeah.
So if we do it from 5 till 3 or whatever. So I mean, even though our time will be off, they'll still be great things to do.
We
So
have a lot of bureau chiefs in Hawaii.
I'm so excited.
I've been
Go see
following.
Mary and her OnlyFans sisters.
OnlyFans. princess.
Just one of
It's
them.
only one.
It's one. Well,
Well, I don't know what they're going to do.
I was like,
know.
y'all can make a lot of money.
Sisters in paradise. Ew,
Yeah.
gross.
think of the foot
Coconut
pics you'll be
bras.
able to take there. Coconut bras. Is this Gilligan's Island?
I don't know, but
That's a radio.
I've been following Oprah on Instagram, and she's been doing like
She has a
lot.
house on Maui.
But I think she moved. She had a very privileged Instagram video because she was like, I moved to islands. Usually I'm really faithful to Maui, but I moved to another one. She's like, and I'm exploring new hikes. So she's been on there with Gail hiking through Hawaii. Like I've never been to Hawaii, but I have friends that have been to Hawaii. My next adventure, my next excursion is probably going to be Alaska because I've never been to Alaska, and my gays are going. And they're like, I don't know, man. Like, I think you should really give it a shot. Because
So you're just going to go because they're going.
well, it's a
Well,
free
he
place to
travels
stay.
with them, yeah.
I've been to both, and I would recommend Hawaii 5,000 times over.
Over Alaska?
Alaska
Yeah.
is beautiful, but it's super
Very
trashy. There's all the gonorrhea, and it's real cold.
It's super trashy. Like, it's
Yes.
a very white trash state. What's the population, or the black population of Alaska?
Probably
2
4.
people.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 when
You'll
you get
double
there.
it.
They know them by name.
Right.
Because I was going to say, they only have, it's crazy how
Lot of drug
low the
issues.
population is. It's like only 500,000 people in the entire state.
Yeah.
Wow. Like,
If I were you, I would skip
A lot of drug
Alaska and
issues,
go
but
Hawaii.
no gang violence because there's so many customers that they don't even have to fight over them.
Yeah.
Now, we had friends that took their kids to Alaska because the mom grew up there part of her life.
Mhm.
And so they went to Alaska and had a great time. Because it's like the cruise and you
It's-
see the
yeah.
thing. You could set it up to where it's,
Yeah.
you're not
that
couch
where,
surfing with somebody in Anchorage.
D-Wall just went.
Who? Oh, D-Dub?
He was just
Yeah, he
on
did,
an
didn't
Alaskan
he? Yeah,
cruise,
watching whales and crap like
yeah.
that.
Well,
I mean,
it's-
that's the thing. Like seeing the whales and stuff. That would be pretty incredible.
So we're
Like
actually
I've always wanted to go to both, but like an Alaskan cruise is like the only cruise I feel like I'd ever want to go
I
on.
never want to be on a cruise. But the week we're going to be there February 27th to March 5th. And my older sister's birthday is actually February 28th. She'll be 45. And then my younger sister turns 30 at the end of March. I was like, so this will be a combined birthday gift for you guys. But I hit up my friends who live in Hawaii, a couple comics, and they said that at like end of February to middle of March is their peak whale season. That's when you're going to get like the best whale watching
Oh,
on
nice.
Maui. So I was like,
There you go.
you can take like whale cruises and tours where you're out on a boat like looking for whales, but they're like 90% of the time you can just see them from the shore.
Imagine
that
if you
time of
lived
year.
somewhere that has peak whale season.
That's awesome. You ever seen a whale?
No.
They're huge.
I mean,
you seen
I
one?
know that
I've
much
seen
about
one
them.
one time.
I've
Last-
never seen one, but I know that they are big. That's my understanding. They're quite
Now-
large.
When I tell this story, I'm going to give you all of the I'll give you all the information up front. It was my last day in Hawaii,
This was when you went last time.
2018.
Yeah.
My last day in Hawaii. I was about as high as I've probably ever been.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I have to smoke all this weed before everyone was just handing me joints because I was doing comedy shows there. And they were like, oh, you smoke weed? Here's the joint. And I was like, I got to smoke as much of this weed as I can because I can't travel with it. And I was sitting alone, kind of reflecting on the beach before my flight took off. And I saw a whale breach in my last final hours of Hawaii. Was I so high that I imagined it? I don't think so. But it was absolutely amazing.
I imagine you saw a
It was
whale breach.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like it knew I was leaving in a couple hours. So
Was
it
it
like,
peak whale season?
No, this
So that
we
makes
went
it
in
all the
April
more
last time.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's why I was like, we haven't seen a whale the whole time, and then just mere hours before I leave, a breached whale. Is that what it's called? Breaching?
I don't think it's a breached whale. I think it's a whale
A
breach.
beached whale, but
Like
a
a-
whale can breach.
Yeah,
yes.
whale
It breached.
breaching.
jumped.
A beached whale
It was
is
not
one that
beached.
they, have to
I
get
was
off
the
of.
beached whale at that time. That was
Right.
Fat Drunk Mare.
Oh, right. Fat
Yeah.
Drunk Mare. Alan, Underwhelming Waterfalls is considered to be Enya's worst album.
I think it's good. I know
Me too.
everyone else
It's
doesn't.
no Orinoco
Critically,
flow.
It's been panned, but I
Yeah.
thought it was very fun.
That's right.
Had more of a punk rock vibe,
And also the
which I
reason
thought was
it-
a good direction for her to go.
Gaelic punk rock
Yeah.
from her castle.
The reason it takes 10 hours too is because when you go to those waterfalls, there's like pools at the bottom of them, so you can jump in and swim and jump off the
Okay,
waterfall
well, that
and
makes
stuff
more
like
sense
that. So
than,
it's not like
10 hours of straight
no,
hiking.
no.
That seems
So you like
a lot.
take an hour to do this. Oh, here's our waterfall. Jump
Mm-hmm.
in and play if you want. Here's the bamboo forest. Go explore the bamboo forest. Meet back here in 45 minutes, like that kind of thing.
And do
Yeah,
they
we
have-
all climbed that waterfall in Jamaica. That was pretty cool. We
That was really
canceled our
fun.
Jamaica trip for this March. We're supposed to go to that.
Married?
We're supposed to go to that wedding. Yeah.
Why'd you cancel?
It was just getting.
You're not friends with him anymore.
No, it was. There was just other things that were.
And Gwen said no more.
That's right. Cancel our trip. But it would have been about that same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll be exciting.
I can't wait.
Stephen Canton wants to know if Brian was turned on by how much you saved on that trip.
Oh, he loved it. But he was also a little nervous because he and I plan on going to Hawaii next year for 2 weeks. And he was like, well, why are you using all your freaking
Spoil your trip.
Yes. You're like, I'm traveling a lot more. It'll be fine.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, dude, we have over a year for me to build the miles back up. I promise we will still go for free when it's our turn. Like, he's like, okay, don't use up all my miles.
Huh.
Okay, all your miles, babe. I'll try my best.
Alan, peak whale season in Ohio is when all the county fairs happen.
Hell yeah. August.
Mary likes those too.
I get it. You do like those, don't you?
Big fan of a county fair.
I went whale watching about 15 years ago, somebody says, only to realize I forgot my camera battery.
Ugh.
And now it's in your phone.
There you go.
Don't even have to worry about it. Alan, I went on a whale tour a couple years ago in Hawaii and saw so many large whales breaching. A baby whale swam right next to our boat. I like when they breach and then slap down in the water and just drench everyone who's on the boat.
Yeah.
Ruins their cameras and their phones and the whole... Love it.
Remember a few years ago, this is probably almost 10 years ago now, but there was the Boston guys, or like they're from like Massachusetts, and they saw some sort of fish and they called it a baby whale. And he's like, it's a baby whale.
From Boston?
Yeah, and he's got this crazy accent, and he's so pumped up and drunk, it's hilarious. He's very jazzed about this, but it's like just a fish, but he thought it was a baby whale.
But Jay says it's a fucking big.
Like I said, from Boston, so I didn't. Yeah.
It was Boston.
Yeah.
All right.
What I wanted to bring up too, Alan, is you know how I do all these college gigs and they're miserable and they're in the middle of North Dakota and you're like, this cannot be worth it.
Those bought you this trip.
Those bought me this trip.
Yeah.
All those frequent flyer miles going to BFE, Nowheresville, Iowa.
Yeah.
This is
Do 15 of those for one Hawaii trip a decade.
It's pretty worth it.
Is it?
When you think
All
of
right.
that, to go to Hawaii for
$11? Yeah, I mean, that's...
Pay for all my sisters and I to go for $33.60. Round trip.
Yeah.
No caveats.
And you still got paid well for all of them, too. I mean,
What class are you in? Like, where do you sit?
Well, my Premier Gold status gets me Economy Plus, but I'm available for first class upgrades. And so is everyone I'm traveling with. Isn't that cool?
Look at that.
Would you be pissed if they're like, we have 2 seats in
They gave it to my sisters.
Or worse, or like we have 1 seat in first class, and then they call someone else's name, or they call your name. Are you going?
Yeah, you have to take the first class seat.
Well, no, I would probably give it to my older sister because it's her birthday. We're like traveling the day of her birthday.
No,
so
that's
I'd be
the
like,
flex, is you still take the first class seat on her birthday.
I have a lot more chances to get in first class than they do. They don't go
but on
anywhere.
a 6-hour flight or a longer flight.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
the
a longer flight.
room,
You
the
take
whole
it.
bit.
And she's smaller than I am.
Warm
getting-
cookies.
You're getting them to treat yourself.
Yeah.
She can be in the overhead compartment.
She's my carry-on.
Yeah, things go bad.
Very, very excited.
Well, good. That'll be a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
All right. And if any of our bureau chiefs there in Hawaii know or find out, because she'll be posting things, I'm sure, know where Mary's going to be.
No.
Bother her and her sisters. Find them,
Hey,
bother them.
Hey, what's Alan like in real life? What's Cody's hair? Is it real?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. That's what's that's my underwhelming waterfall.
I always think that's a weird question when people are like, what's Alan really like? I'm like, do you think there's that much of a difference? Like, there's really, and also,
No, same guy.
I don't know if I can even count me hanging out with you in this as real life.
Well, because
Like,
you don't really
I don't
talk.
see you with your kid.
Yeah, no, we don't all
Like,
hang
that's
out when
yeah.
we're not, yeah.
And like when I do, you're just about the same.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
Same guy.
No, Mary's very different. She actually talks about how much she loves you guys and
Yes.
how appreciative
Grateful
she is.
I am.
And
Mary's
and
actually black.
She doesn't
I
defend sex offenders,
Nope.
but on the
That's all
air,
my
she's
on-air
playing this
persona.
bit.
Persona. All right, I'm going to have another $1,000 for you, 3:30. Listen for that keyword to go fund yourself. After this break, I will have, the boat show. Maybe you can't get yourself to Hawaii and watch whales breach, but, you can feel like you are. The Progressive Cleveland Boat Show is coming, and I'll have 4-pack